Hi guys, we are going to be making buffalo chicken soup today, and it is my very first time and Melissa's very first time making a YouTube video. So if we make some mistakes and it seems like we're crazy, we are. We'll get better over time. Okay, buffalo chicken soup. First of all, you have to have some chicken. And what I do is I season the chicken very lightly, just a little bit. I put some coarse ground black pepper, coarse ground sea salt, a little bit of parsley, and some organic garlic powder. Just a little bit of these things sprinkled over the chicken. Then I marinate it for about an hour in Ken's Northern Italian dressing. And this is what it looks like after it's marinated. Yummy, yummy, yummy. Okay, now since I've got old dead chicken on my hands, let me clean it up. All right, now once that's marinated for a while, you put it in a glass baking dish. Pat it lightly with paper towels so you get off the excess dressing marinade. And bake it about 30 minutes at 350.
And just out of curiosity for people like myself who don't really know how to cook and are learning through you, how long should we marinate it?
For about an hour.
Okay.
I mean, it's going to get the good marinated flavor in the chicken in an hour's time. If you've got the time, you can marinate it longer, even put it in the refrigerator overnight. And that'll make it really nice and spicy. Patting it dry with the paper towel before you bake it, that will get some of the excess dressing off so it won't be overly spicy. So you bake it 350, 30 minutes. And I typically use a larger chicken breast. These are thin sliced fillets that I use this time. And one good way to tell if it's done, if it's finished baking, it's going to be bubbly. You're going to have some drainage, and it's going to be bubbly around the sides. And you want to cook it to where it's just done, where all the pink is out, but it's not overly cooked, because it is going to cook more in the soup. Okay, now we got that part done. And we cube it. And these are the cubes. And 2 very large chicken breasts are going to give you about 3 cups of cooked chicken, which are going to cube into bite-sized cubes. And now we start. I use Colavita Mediterranean olive oil. It is very, very tasty. It also imparts just a little bit of a flavor to it. Wonderful, wonderful product. So what you do, turn on your oven, give it 1 turn, okay? And a turn is just that. It's just 1 turn around your pan. Now I'm going to let it get nice and hot. Yummy, 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 yummy. And then I'm going to turn it down a little bit. So what I'm going to be sauteing is half of a sweet yellow onion. We come from the South originally, so if you can find Vidalia onions, those are definitely the best. And 3 stalks of celery. And it's going to be finely diced, and I want to show you this. You want it diced fine enough to where it's not big clumps, but where it's large enough to where you get some flavor and some taste and you can bite into them. Make them really, really good. Okay, that looks like it's about ready. So, I'm going to put it in here. Oh yeah. Turn it down. And we're going to saute it for 2 to 3 minutes until the onion releases. You know, you smell the flavor, and the onion gets a nice translucent color. That lets you know your onion's opened up, but it's still kind of crispy. You want to be able to bite into it in the soup.
So you want it to have some crunch now because it'll cook a little bit more in the soup later.
That's right. And you still want to be able to taste and identify it once it's in the soup. So you really don't want to overcook it.
No soggy onions.
No soggy onions in the kitchen. Okay. 2 to 3 minutes should do it. And you know, when I was first learning how to do this and testing things out, I would time it. I would actually put my timer on so I'd know how long I was cooking it and how long it took to get to a certain level. Okay. I'm going to turn it back up a little bit. I turned it down a little bit too low. So if you want to look, let me get a close-up here. It's getting to the point where, and you can smell that onion flavor?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. And so it's getting to where the onions are a little bit translucent. And it's looking just about right. Nice and bubbly. Yummy, yummy, yummy.
Hear the sizzle.
Yeah. So now, yeah. This is also how I make the onion and celery for dressing.
Which is also delicious.
And which we're also going to be going over. Going to show people in another video, folks, how to make an awesome stuffed turkey breast. It's a good alternative to a whole turkey if you have a small family, or if you have a persnickety family.
Like me.
Doesn't want to eat the bones, doesn't want to eat the dark meat.
That would be me, guys.
Use a stuffed turkey breast, which is delicious, and I'll be teaching you how to do that in another video. Okay, onions and celery are done now.
Put them aside.
Put them to the side, yep. And 5-quart pan, Dutch oven, whatever you want to call it. And we're going to turn that puppy up. And you make a roux from 4 tablespoons of butter and 4 tablespoons of flour, equal amounts. This equals 1/4 cup if you want to know that, or it's half a stick of butter if you want to know that way as well. Here's your flour. You just kind of dump it in there.
Now, is this self-rising flour or does it matter?
No, it is plain flour. And I have no idea if it matters or if it doesn't matter. I would say it does, but I've never used self-rising flour because that would just be sacrilegious. Anyway, okay, so we're making our roux. And if you want to get in here and show them, it's going to be kind of clumpy when you first start to make it. So you want to whisk it until it's smooth.
Now again, non-experienced cooks, what's a roux?
A roux is kind of like the beginnings of a gravy. Roux is just a fancy name for it, but really what it is butter and flour. That's a roux. Or lard and flour.
Depending on how many pounds you want to gain.
Yeah, that's true. Whatever. But butter and flour basically make a roux. And see, it's smoothing out nicely.
And
it's starting to bubble around the edges. So, looking good, looking good. And you want to cook this 2 to 3 minutes, maybe 4, depending on how high your temperature is, until it gets a light golden color. Hence the blonde roux. Okay, yep, and you want it to get kind of foamy. So see in here, it's getting kind of foamy. So that means, that means your roux is just about done. Okay. Also, cooking it to where it's a golden color cooks off that flour taste, which is very important, because if you don't cook it long enough, it has a flour kind of taste that's kind of yucky. Okay, so we've got it to the correct color now.
Yeah, let's take one more look at that color.
Okay, yum, yum, yum.
Golden brown.
Yep, a light golden brown. Now, what you're going to do is you're going to put 1 cup of turkey stock into the roux. And I use turkey stock because it has a little more flavor than chicken stock. and it just makes a nicer flavor in the soup. And put it back on the eye and start whisking around until you get smooth. All the clumps are out. There we go. That's looking good. And all of the roux is incorporated. And here's a little tip too, guys. This is exactly how you make Thanksgiving gravy. Okay, so there we have everything incorporated like that. Okay.
It's looking a little creamy.
Yeah, man. Now you put in 2 cups of low-fat milk, and this is 2% organic. Another Candace tip: anytime you can use organic ingredients, do it, because your flavors are better, aside from the fact that it's better for you. You have all those nasty preservatives.
So it's totally worth the 500% markup.
Yeah, maybe not. But the flavor is better, and it is better for you.
Absolutely.
So anyway, I put in the 2 cups of milk, and I'm stirring it around like a crazy person. Whisk, whisk, whisk. And this is going to be the last time you use the whisk in this preparation. But you want to whisk it around until it's smooth. Yummy.
It's already starting to smell so good in here.
Oh, it is. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Okay. So now you can see we've got it all smoothed out. Yes. Alrighty. And now we're going to put in those onions and celery that we had put to the side. And we just scoop them out of the skillet into the pot.
All at once, no draining.
No draining. No draining. Nope, no draining. That's why you only use that one turn, because that gives you just enough oil to where your onions and celery won't stick to the pan, but not so much that it is too much for the soup. So, okay, we've got that in there. And we scrape that off with all your nice onion and celery. And then, oh, that looks good. Look at that. All right, so, when that's all nice and smooth and incorporated, you are going to use 1 teaspoon. And I've left my teaspoon over here. 1 teaspoon of celery salt. And 1 teaspoon of garlic powder. Now I do have an organic garlic powder, which I should have gotten a teaspoon of originally. But, okay. So here's our little teaspoon of garlic salt. Celery salt, duh. And here is our teaspoon of garlic powder. And since my dressing had a little bit of garlic in it, I'm going to use just a slight, so it's a little bit less than a full teaspoon. Stir that in there. Looking good. Alright, so now I've got it on my power burner. I've got it between medium and low, which really cooks similar to medium high on an electric stove. The really critical thing at this point, you want to bring it up to a boil, but you don't want it to get to a full boil. Cooking with making soup, you gotta know some tips and tricks. If you boil a cream or a milk-based soup, if you get it too hot, it's going to break down. It's going to taste good, but it's going to be thin. You won't get that nice thick texture that you want. See now, you can see right here where it's thickening up. Looking pretty good. Okay. All right, back up to in between medium and low. Now I'm going to add my buffalo sauce. And today we're using Sweet Baby Ray's. Oh, and there goes my pan. Wing sauce. Very good. It's kind of like a medium hot flavor. Okay, let me show you this because I'm going to have to turn it down now. It's boiling just around the edges, and that's all you want it to do. So now I'm going to turn it down to a simmer so it won't do that anymore.
And simmer is just a very low
Very
setting.
low heat, the lowest heat you can get and still have it being hot. So now we take a 1/2 cup measure. There's a 1/3 cup measure. Where's my 1/2 cup? Right here. And you're going to put a 1/2 cup of Sweet Baby Ray's buffalo chicken sauce in it. It's great for many things besides wings. Stir that around really good. And it is so good. I don't want to lose any of it. Okay. All right, so we got that in there. Just incorporate it. And you can see how thick it is. Num, 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 num. Very good, very good. Okay, once that's all stirred together, nice consistent color. Doesn't that look good?
Absolutely.
Yum. You're going to put your chicken in. And this is 3 cups of diced cooked chicken. And you want to make it bite-sized. You make it too big and it just doesn't look pretty. It's got to look pretty too. So, stir that in really well. Yummy. And then, very last thing, right before you serve it, you're going to put in 4 ounces of Velveeta cheese, which you have diced, and I have not. It's still kind of in a block. So, here's the Velveeta. Here's 4 ounces of the Velveeta, which we are going to dice. And the smaller you dice it, the quicker it's incorporated into the soup, and the sooner the soup is done. Okay, so here we go. All right, got that. And you just bring it over to the soup, put it in there, little chunks, and you're going to stir it until it's done.
So I say I'm making a cooking video with my mama, and my husband calls me over and over.
Yeah, really. I would say answer it, but we're making a cooking video. So anyway, you cook this until it is incorporated and the cheese is throughout the soup. And once that is done, you can serve it. And if you want to, you can put a little bit of more buffalo sauce and crumbled blue cheese on top. Makes it a really pretty presentation, and it tastes good too. And here is buffalo chicken soup.
The best soup you will ever have.
Bon appetit. Signing off for right now. Please check out our other videos. Our YouTube channel is In the Kitchen with Mama. And we will be posting more videos. This one will be here. The next thing we're going to make is cheese cornbread, which is awesome with this. So hopefully we'll get that uploaded today as well. This is great for New Year's parties, Super Bowl parties, anytime you want a hearty, really good soup.
Even
Bon
birthdays.
appetit.